Prepare for an epic showdown between my 2001 first-gen Toyota Tacoma four-wheel drive and this brand new 2022 Toyota Tacoma Trail Edition. Who will come out on top? Today I'm joined by Eric from RevMatchTV, and we're going to compare my 2001 first-gen Tacoma to this. What is this monstrosity?
This is a 2022 Toyota Tacoma Trail Edition, and this truck is gonna win because this is basically a budget TRD Pro.
I think this is gonna win because this is old and simple and easy to work on, and I love it. So yeah, we'll see who wins. It is interesting to see where the Tacoma has come from and where it's going. Over 25 years and 3 generations have passed since the introduction of the Tacoma nameplate, and it's been a best-selling small pickup for 16 years. Round 1 is design. So my 2001 Tacoma is actually a first gen, but this is the second facelift of the first gen. By this time, I was starting to get a little bit long in the tooth, but it's really simple, it's really clean. I love this green color, it's a very 90s color.
So this is the 22 in lunar gray, and this is a freaking awesome color. Now, this is the 3rd gen Tacoma, so this means this started in about 2016, but I still think it looks really good. It's chunky, it doesn't have like the mega grille that the Tundra has and some of the other trucks.
All right, let's talk about the side profile here. You got a lot of very flowing lines. It's sort of a continuation of the 90s aesthetic of kind of jelly bean style. But yeah, really clean, not any real hard edges. We have plastic fender arches, which the new truck actually still has. I never really liked this cutout. It is an XtraCab versus the double cab, so it's a little bit smaller. I also noticed that the hood is quite a bit lower on this truck. Just check out how much bigger this new truck is. Trucks have gotten way too big.
So I think the biggest difference between the older truck and the new one is we have much stronger character lines. We have this line over here. We have this big chunky fender. The mirrors, of course, are a lot bigger, but the character lines are a lot more pronounced, and it's just more of a square kind of look. And overall, I really like the look of this, even though this is the 3rd generation, and I know we're gonna be coming up to the 4th generation, probably in 2024. I still dig the way this looks, and I think it looks better, so I'm gonna win.
We'll see about that. All right, we have to talk about the wheels here. One thing I noticed is that both trucks actually have 16-inch wheels. I figured these would be smaller, but they're the same size. The other thing that I noticed is that these kind of look like Patrick from SpongeBob, don't they?
So the Trail Edition gets these really cool bronze wheels. I kind of dig these. And these are wrapped with 285 70/16 all-terrain tires.
So the rear of my truck is pretty simple. We actually have chrome down here and a little bit of rust, but just ignore that again, please.
So in keeping with the chunky theme here, this does look chunkier, and we got this bumper cutout which goes a lot lower over here, and we got Tacoma in huge, big American style letters, which gives it a bit of a more American feel. That looks just a little bit more Japanese to me, but
one thing we do need to talk about, where is this truck made, Eric?
This is made in Mexico.
Oh, you know what? Actually, this one right here was built in California. So, which one's more American? I'm not sure. So inside here, it's a very clean, very kind of late 90s, early 2000s look, very Spartan, but actually it does have some nice features like power locks, power mirrors, and check this out, a key for your passenger airbag in case you don't want your passenger to survive a crash, a pull e-brake, which is pretty neat. We did get a CD player and a cassette player, pretty fancy.
Wow, what about the back?
Back, there are jump seats. Yeah, we won't talk about the back.
This 3rd generation came out in 2016, so the interior is not the most modern, but I still think it's pretty good. This does have cloth seats. This does not have leather. Has an automatic transmission, which is the only way you can get the Trail Edition. Has an 8-inch center display. The gauges are analog. I like the fact that we have physical controls for everything.
Okay, so let's give these trucks some points. We need to score this design section. We're gonna rate each truck on a scale from 1 to 10 individually. So what would you give this truck for design on a scale from 1 to 10?
So I'm gonna score this of the era, so that we're talking 2022. I think in terms of the way this truck looks compared to the others in the market, personally, I really like it. It's chunky, it's aggressive, it's got some nice strong angles. I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10 for looks.
Okay, what about my 2001 right here?
So of the era, this is definitely rounder compared to a sea of boxy trucks, which were kind of boring, but I'm not so into the round thing personally. I think it's a little bit soft. I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 10, I'm sorry.
A 9 and a 4, all right. So I do actually really like the look of this new truck. Like you said, it's not completely ostentatious. It's got aggressive look, more aggressive than this. So I like it. I'm gonna give it a 7. And you know what? I do sort of agree with you. This is a little bit soft. It's not really my favorite looking Toyota truck, so I'm also gonna give this a 4. Sorry. Okay, so we're on to round 2, practicality. Trucks are supposed to be practical. They do have a giant bed after all, or at least this one does. I'm not sure about that, but let's check it out because this thing right here has, I believe, a 6-foot bed. Let's find out.
Looks pretty giant.
Yes, that's 6 feet. So let's measure the width here. We've got, wow, almost 5 feet in between the wheel wells.
I don't think you need to measure that. No,
I don't know. I think we need to just be sure. I think we need to be sure. So this is 40 inches. You got a lot of space in here. I might even be able to like fit my whole body laying down in here. Let's see. Yeah, I could use this as a bed. This is really nice.
All right.
Let's check out the new truck. How practical is that one, Eric?
I mean, newer is always better. Look at this. It's got this beautiful design. It's got this incredible tailgate with this, soft open.
It's nice. Why don't you open it? Why don't we see what's in there?
Well, you really want me to open it?
Yeah, we have to see.
See, it's soft open. Look at all
all of this space. Not a lot of space, Eric.
Sure, there's a ton of space. Like you can lie down in here just like you did. And
yeah, your feet are sticking out. I don't know.
This is okay. So this bed is let's see how big this bed actually is. This is a 5-foot bed.
Okay.
But what we got in terms of practicality that yours does not is, see this? This is so you can put your drinks in here. This is part of the Trail Edition. This is, you can put drinks in here, you can put ice in here, and there's a drain. So when you go camping, you got these two, and they are basically integrated with the bed. Now we don't really need to measure this here.
I think we do. I think we need to compare here. What's the width?
Are you sure?
Yeah, we do.
It's 68 inches.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure
it's 33 inches. And, yeah. So
okay.
But this is better.
All right, so you have a truck, you might want to actually do some towing. And yes, we do have a tow hitch here. If you had the V6, this would have been rated at 5,000 pounds. This does not have the V6, this has the 2.7 liter 4-cylinder, so we're only rated at 3,500. I'm guessing that truck probably tows like 12 or 15,000. It's brand new, right?
It is brand new, but it's all about setting expectations. So this has got the V6, which makes 278 horsepower, and all of the V6s do come standard with a towing package, which can tow 6,400 pounds, which is not bad for a mid-size / compact truck. So in the 2022, we have an extra set of doors. That's really important. Let me open these up first. I'm just gonna get in, and oh my gosh, I can sit back here. I got lots of headroom, I got knee room. Isn't that cool? But we got some other cool stuff going on back here too. There's actually a little hidden compartment under the rear seats. You got lots of storage in here. Super, super practical. Let's take a look at your truck, Ethan.
Nah, that's cool. Your truck looks nice.
I think you would need to demo it.
All right, walk of shame over to my truck. Those seats did look really comfortable back there. So you'll notice here,
Is this the double cab?
This is the XtraCab.
Extra what? I'm sure there's tons of space. Well, why don't you just, just demonstrate?
All right,
it's for the people.
Yeah, let's get in here.
This is for the people.
Okay, let's put the seat back.
Yeah, that's
all right, here we go.
That's perfect. It looks super comfortable. You're right. I was totally wrong.
Yeah, I think this is fine. I mean, you could totally fit half a human back here, I think. Okay, so we need to score these trucks in terms of practicality. What would you rate your new truck, Eric?
So we got 2 parts to practicality. We've got the cab, which obviously is super practical. It can fit 4 people in there easily. And then we get to the bed. If you're going camping, this is actually very, very practical because we have these built-in storage things over here. We got a cooler over there for your booze, for your water, whatever you're bringing. Overall, I think I'm gonna give this a 7 in terms of practicality.
Okay, what about my old truck right here?
So the bed is obviously really great. This is a 6-foot bed. It's super practical. Then we get to the people that are gonna be bringing the stuff in and out of the bed. We can only fit 2 people there, so I think we also have a compromise situation, a 7 also.
Oh wow, you're rating these equally. How fair of you. I'm gonna go with a 6 right here because there's just no space back here. Sure, you can carry a few sodas out, great
6.
big deal.
But we've got the power on board there too. That is super practical.
That is kind of practical, I admit that. But look at all of this bed space. You have so much space for activities here. And yeah, you can't fit many people back there, but I'm antisocial, so I don't need friends. I give this one an 8.
An 8.
Okay, on to round 3, drivetrain. So my 2001 four-wheel drive Tacoma has a 2.7 liter inline four-cylinder, making a whopping 150 horsepower. Doesn't seem like a lot by today's standards, but back in the day that was pretty average. 177 pound-feet of torque. You could have gotten a V6 with more power, but my truck doesn't have that, but that's fine. This is a very reliable engine.
So unlike yours, this also comes with a four-cylinder, but this is the optional V6. This is the venerable 3.5 liter V6. It makes 278 horsepower, 265 pound-feet of torque, and this has made it to an automatic 6-speed transmission, and the automatic is the only way that you can get the Trail Edition, and frankly, it's getting a little bit old. I wish I had a couple more gears.
All right, so these are obviously both four-wheel drive trucks. This one right here has a conventional 2-speed transfer case. You manually shift it. There's no push button on the dash, but this thing is actually pretty capable. The approach angle is 32 degrees. The departure angle is 24, which is not bad. I think it's pretty similar to the new truck. And we have, what's this? An actual skid plate under there. This thing is one capable vehicle.
Now this is obviously also super off-road capable. This is the Trail Edition after all. And we do have a skid plate here, which is a TRD style skid plate. This of course has a locking rear differential, which I don't think that Tacoma does over there. That's one of the advantages. And of course, I can just do this on the dash. I can just go from 4 low to 4 high with a little flick of my little baby finger, kind of like that, and it'll just go into the appropriate range. I don't need to like manhandle it like those 90s trucks.
That doesn't sound like much fun, and yes, you're right, I don't have a locking diff.
Now, of course, we don't necessarily trust the actual specs, and this truck is a little bit old. Let's see what the real ground clearance is at different parts of the vehicle to see how much things have changed or how much things are the same. So, to the frame rail, it looks like we got about 16 inches over here, and if I go all the way to the front skid plate, this is about 9.5 inches to the skid plate. Let's go to the back where the differential is a little bit drippy.
Don't mind the rear diff leak.
All right, so the drip here is 9.5 inches.
Okay.
That's pretty...
A little bit lower than I thought it was going to be.
Let's just check the frame rail over here. And this does have a 1.1 inch lift, so it's 15 inches here. So actually the frame rail is a little bit lower.
A little bit less.
This has extended springs in the front. Has a little piece that goes here in the back to give us an extra 1/2 inch in the back. But let's see what the differential is compared to that, because this is supposed to be about 9.4. It looks like we got about 9.25. So we're not really sure if these are the original spec tires or not, which might have had an effect on the ground clearance. Also, maybe the springs have sagged a little bit over the years. But regardless of that fact, this seems to have more real-world ground clearance than this does. It's a 20-year-old truck. This has got the Trail Edition once again, and this has an additional bit of ride height over the stock one. So if you want to go off-roading, you definitely want to get the Trail Edition.
I think if you want to go off-roading, you definitely have to get a 2001 Tacoma four-wheel drive.
With a little drip in the back.
Yeah, and some rust. Okay, we need to score round 3, drivetrain.
So we've got the classic naturally aspirated V6, makes okay power. The transmission is a 6-speed. It's not that modern in today's marketplace. This is probably at best 6.
Okay, what about this old truck right here?
So this old truck obviously has a 4-cylinder. It makes about more than 100 horsepower less than this. Gets probably similar gas mileage.
Yep.
So I don't know, I'll probably give this about a 7 for the era.
I've driven this truck a lot right here. It is slow, it's not fun to drive, but the four-wheel drive capability is great, and it's actually got more ground clearance than the new truck, so I gotta give it an 8. New truck, yes, maybe not quite as modern as it should be, but yeah, it's a lot of horsepower, nearly almost double this. I'd give this one a 7. Okay, round 4, value. So my 2001 Toyota Tacoma XtraCab four-wheel drive probably came in at around 22 grand back in the day. How about this?
So this is $44K, but you could get this at about $39,000. What does this equate to in 2022 dollars?
So that was about 35 grand, so kind of similar.
Interesting. So there are still some values in the market today if you want to go at the lower end of the market, but this has got a lot of standard features.
Yeah, and these are definitely gonna hold their value. This thing right here, even like 20 years later, is still worth probably 10 grand, even though there's rust.
I think we expect to see this on the road in 20 years too. I think that's why you're gonna buy a Toyota.
Okay, let's score these trucks in terms of value. What about this new one?
In today's marketplace, this is $44,000 all in, including destination. I think it's pretty good value. This is priced lower in the market, and this is actually priced around the average price of a brand new car. I think this is a very good value. I'm gonna give this a 9.
Okay, what about my old truck right here?
So to evaluate this older truck, I think what we're really talking about is how well this thing lasted over the last 20 years. To me, that represents value, and this is a mid $20,000 truck. It's lasted 20 years. This is tremendous value. I give this a 10 out of 10. It's still here. I see a lot of these on the road. 10 out of 10 all day long.
I think this truck's gonna be here for a long time. You know, they've been using this engine and transmission for ages. So yeah, this truck, it's gonna last a long time. It's a really good value. I'm gonna give this one a 10. I agree with you. I'm gonna give this one a 10 too. I'm feeling generous for both vehicles because they're both Toyotas. They're both gonna last forever. Okay, so we've made it to the final round, round 5, attitude. Let's take a look at these trucks and see what we feel like has the better attitude. Right here, yes, there's a lot going on. There's a big grille. This thing looks menacing. There's creases, there's angles. But I think, you know what? Attitude's kind of overrated when it comes to trucks. Trucks are too big. Trucks are too angular. I want to go back to the old style trucks where they're a little bit smoother. They're a little bit simpler. And attitude, you know what? This one right here, this wins that category.
So I'm gonna go off what you just said and declare this the winner because this clearly has more attitude. It's got these sharp angles. We got these big chunky letters over here. We got this aggressive front bumper. And over here, we've got this sort of 90s Care Bear, oh, I'm a cute truck kind of thing. I got the round angles. I'm a Toyota. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. It's so 90s, but there's no attitude. It's not a real truck.
Let's score these in terms of attitude.
This is a great freaking looking truck. We've got the gold rims, we got the big chunky tires, we got the big fender flares, we got the cool design. This has a lot of attitude, a lot of presence. Yeah, it's not a Ford Raptor, which is more than double the price. Attitude, I think I'm gonna give this an 8. This is a good looking truck.
I agree, those wheels are fire. This paint color, yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. I do love this grille. I love the Toyota emblem on the front. I don't know, this is a pretty good looking truck. It's a little bit over the top for my taste. I think I would give it a 7.
This sort of reminds me of a Care Bear. It's soft, it's cute, it's cuddly. We got the Care Bear wheels. Everything is round and plush. I give this a 3 for attitude.
A 3? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's no attitude here at all.
I cannot believe that. Well, I think attitude is overrated when it comes to trucks. Yes, that truck looks mean and aggressive. This truck will not get you into any trouble. Nobody's gonna think, oh, that guy's a big douchebag driving around. You know?
That's what attitude is. Attitude is.
No, it depends on how you define attitude. This to me, this is like a positive, friendly attitude. Everybody's gonna know you have this really cool old truck that's reliable, that's been around forever, that's never gonna die except for all the rust that's under it, but you can ignore that. I'm gonna give this truck an 8 in terms of attitude. It's a lovely attitude. I'm probably wrong, but we'll find out when we tabulate these scores. All right, here it is, the moment you've all been waiting for, right? How do we rate these trucks out of a total of 100 points possible for each vehicle? I've actually tabulated those scores. Eric here does not know what they are. This one right here, this brand new truck gets 76 points out of 100.
Okay, I'm willing to accept that.
Okay, what about this one right here? 69.
Yes, winner, yes.
Oh
yes,
man.
woo.
Well, with our super scientific method, obviously, if you want a truck that is capable, that is, I guess, new and a little bit too aggressive, get this one right here.
It's not too aggressive, it's perfect. That's why it won.
Or if you want a truck that will last 20 years, get either of them because they're both awesome.
So I think this is one of the best values that you can buy today if you want to go off-roading, you want to do some camping. The pricing is really good. You know this is going to last forever. It's going to last as long as this.
And while this one did not win today's competition, I think this won the hearts and minds of people all across the world because you still see these everywhere. These are still powering landscape businesses and taking people off-road. These are everywhere. They're going to last forever. So yeah, either of these trucks are a great buy, but yeah, I'd probably still want this one.
You want this one because this looks better.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon so you can get notified of all my new car reviews, used car reviews, and updates on my fleet of old vehicles like my Tacoma over there. If you'd like to help support the channel, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/HelloRoad or buy a Hello Road t-shirt at helloroad.tv/shop. Be sure to check out Eric's channel at RevMatchTV. It's got a lot of new car reviews, a lot of stuff with his Mach-E, a lot of stuff with his Supra. Go check it out. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're well, and I'll see you soon.